Hey y'all, what is up? It is Andrew Godzilla Guadagnino, the MMA monster. Don't worry, you don't have to call me by that. It's way too freaking long. But anyway, I felt like I would make a little blog about something that I've been thinking about for a while. It pertains to wrestlers in Jiu-Jitsu. Now, I myself am a wrestler. I wrestled 4 years in high school. And I've taken on BJJ in addition to that to work on my grappling. I don't think I've ever actually made a video of it before where I declared my intention to the YouTube community that I wanted to. That's one of my goals, to become a master grappler of sorts. Basically, learn as much as possible about grappling as I can, namely jiu-jitsu, BJJ, and wrestling and judo too. I mean, Sambo is obviously a big one, but I don't know any Sambo schools really nearby me. Actually, maybe one, but it's a lot more money than I can really afford to spend. And so grappling, becoming a master grappler is my main focus for right now, unless for some reason I have a strange epiphany, and I decide, I want to be a mixed martial artist off the way out, just completely. Or I just want to focus on striking first. Or I want to do Muay Thai, or I want to do Taekwondo. I mean, whatever happens, but for right now, my goal is to grapple. And a lot of good wrestlers, this is where I start, a lot of good wrestlers, translate to good BJJ guys. But there is one problem I have with wrestlers who sandbag. If you've ever watched pro wrestling, or if you knew anyone who's watched pro wrestling, you know what sandbagging is. It's basically where you just lay on the guy and make it hard for him to move you. I don't like people with the wrestling mindset going into jiu-jitsu because it's not the proper one. Going into it with the wrestling mindset, there's very few times where you'll be successful. The only time you'll really be successful is when you're going with someone who's inexperienced. Do I go aggressively sometimes in jiu-jitsu? Yeah, when I'm dealing with someone who's about my size, bigger than me. Maybe a little smaller, but I don't know. My friend Brian is 170 pounds. I'm tubber. And he still whoops my ass every time. But he does it without the wrestling mindset. He does it systematically. That's what I like about jiu-jitsu. And I feel that people who have the wrestling mindset going into a jiu-jitsu match or a sparring session are only hurting themselves because they're just thinking about the takedown. They're not thinking about getting swept. They're not thinking about the technical aspects. And it just makes me sad. Like, I don't see why you have to have a bully mindset the entire time. Don't get me wrong, I love wrestling. I love seeing, people like my teammates who, if they've broken someone mentally, because it's just like, yeah, you beat the living crap out of them. But jiu-jitsu is not like that for me. Do I enjoy getting submissions? Of course. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of scoring. That's how you score it, stuff like that. But do I want to hurt the person? No. Do I go out there to be like, yeah, I'm better than you? When I started, not gonna lie, I had that kind of ego, but getting my butt whooped has really kind of brought me down. And whenever I see someone make a mistake when they could have subbed me, I wouldn't hesitate to be like, here's what you do. Like, I've had people get in a good position for them to throw up a triangle. One of them actually hit it before I could even, tell them they missed it. So that made me kind of happy. But hey, it's not about being a bully. It's about just, it's just a mental game. It's a physical game of chess. And like I said, wrestlers, I love wrestling. But that's just one thing. The main point of this video is you can't go in to jiu-jitsu with a wrestler's mindset. It's just going to make life a lot harder for you. And honestly, judo, it's BJJ comes from judo. Judo means the gentle way in Japanese. So you just take that into perspective. Like next time you roll, you can be aggressive, but you can't be wild, so to speak. There's a difference, but I just hope whoever watches this video, takes note and realizes that if you go into a BJJ match with only strength, believe me, I used to do that when I didn't know what to do. Like, I just thought I just used all my might, all my force, whatever, when I didn't know what the hell I was doing. You'll never grow like that. You need to think technically. Like, you need to think of the technical aspects of it. Because, like I said, I beat bigger guys because they didn't have proper technique. But another thing, I think this is where I'll leave off. I remember first time a kid he's about my size, he came to the class. I triangled him like 3 times. He started training with, at Sav BJJ. Haven't submitted him once yet. And that's the kind of stuff I like to see. I like to see that he's learned. I like to see people learn. And I like to roll with people who have been learning, if more than me, so I can kind of, pick their brain. It's not about sides and all that fun stuff. It's about learning to me. I'm rambling. I'm not necessarily ranting, but I'm rambling about this. Hopefully some of you guys can make some sense of it and, take it from there. So anyone who wants to start jiu-jitsu, just don't go into it with the bully mindset. Again, I said this like maybe 5 times in this video. If you do that, you are screwing yourself over. Do it for your love of it. Don't do it to beat people up. Because eventually, someone's going to break your arm in an arm bar or something, or you're going to get choked out. So it's better to just realize that it's just better to be humble and not let your ego go boosh, and then you embarrass yourself. Because I never did that, and I'm happy because I realized that I'm not the best. I'm not the best. I probably never will be the best. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm a white belt right now, and I won't quit until I get my black belt. I mean, you always have to be humble in the sport, because there's so much more you can learn, even when you're a black belt. I've been rambling for about 8 minutes right now, so I'm gonna sign off, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.